Well, that was a wild one. I thought our kids offensively, played extremely well. That they had a couple turnovers we got to eliminate. Got to find a way to finish games. That game's where it is at halftime, and we got to come out and find a way to finish. And unfortunately, our special teams with that kickoff is awful right now. You get kids hurt, and you got new guys going in there, but we got to fix it quick. It has to happen this week, and we got to get it fixed. But bottom line is, we won the game. Seniors went out the right way. It was great. I told the deal. I know Chuck and some of you guys were at that radio deal where Mo Latimer and those guys were there, and talked about during this particular week that his brother, the kicker, was number 23 that was killed in that crash, and Haig is wearing number 23. Didn't know that, to be honest with you. It wasn't planned, but for that kid to step up in that situation and kick a winning field goal of the week of the Memorial, I think was special. And Haig's one guy that I'll crawl in a foxhole with any day because he'll fight you. He's mentally tough, and I like what that kid's all about. But you know what? It's a win. We're happy to get it. It's better than the alternative. And we're getting on that plane this week with a quick turnaround to go to East Carolina, and we're still have a lot to play for. So that's a good thing.
How fitting was it after the struggles with special teams over the last 4 weeks? Special teams won this game.
I'm not sure they won it totally, but
they almost helped lose.
You know what?
Right.
I like your damn attitude, man. Chuck, write that, would you?
When's the last time you saw somebody use a spot passing?
You know what? I've seen that, and we got a guy that's got a 21-man rule that's got to see that. It's got to keep everything inside of him, and they did a hell of a job on it. They did. But you probably saw about everything in the book out there in the kicking game today. Most of it not good. And for them to step up that last kickoff and kick that thing out of bounds, that was huge. The field position we get right there, that was a huge thing on our part. We were able to complete a couple passes, get it down there. And I thought that was borderline Haig's range. But you know what? With that kid as mentally tough as he is, and he's had issues. He's had some injury issues too. This is the reason I pulled him from kicking the ball off there early. But he stuck it right in there and kicked it through, and that was a heck of a thing to see. It was great to win that game. That team abused us. They beat us really, really good a year ago. So to come back, 1 year later and to find a way to win that game, that's important.
You guys in the first half, if not for a couple of gaps, you had Antavius who fouled one for the interception.
Yeah.
Tater, he might have been 40. I mean, you could have put this out of reach in the first half.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, the one interception, of course, Tay's got a chance to catch the ball there, and Houston and you got to give them credit, man. I mean, they fought back, and you look at the statistics throughout the league. I mean, they've thrown and ran for a bunch of yardage, and they scored a bunch of points, and I think they're right behind us in total offense, and they've done that to a lot of people. So they can score points, and if anybody doesn't think Houston has some athletes, they're wrong. I mean, if you're right in the middle of Houston and you can recruit that Texas area. They won 12 games a year ago. You're going to have some pretty good athletes running around out there, and they did. So I'm just happy to get the win. At the end of the day, we got the win. Proud of the way the kids fought. It was, I'd rather taking care of business a little better. We didn't do that, but we got the win. That's the important thing.
When Pylan goes out and then they put Jones in to start, was there any difference in kind of what you saw from him and what you were preparing for with Pylan?
No, and he played. He had played in the SMU game. He played several games throughout the year, and they didn't change anything. Pylan, they didn't change what they did. I just thought it looked to me like in the second half he became a lot more comfortable, making throws and catches and doing some things. But at this time of year, there's a lot of football teams that are totally different teams because of injuries. They have issues, and so do we. And so. At the time, when you get towards the end of the year, it's kind of survival of the fittest in some certain areas, and we got some patchwork things going on. And I thought Talifero, hadn't got work at tailback all year. Remy got banged up. Stu had an issue with an injury with a wrist there. He couldn't go today. And for Talifero to go in there and play the way he played, I was proud of what he did there. Went and ran the ball hard and didn't turn it over.
The personal foul on Billy Mitchell, did they explain that?
Billy Mitchell's a great kid, and I don't know what he did. I'm anxious to see it on tape. Billy said all he did was go over there and he was covering him. I don't know. They said the kid went over and hit him. I don't know what the hell. I mean, it was a critical call. That's for daggone sure. And I'm anxious to see it on tape. I really am. I'm anxious to see it.
Doc, did you have any idea that Pylan might not go? Why not go?
Had an idea. He'd gotten hurt that last series of the Tulsa game. He took a shot there at the end, got high-low Chuck, and came limping off the field. but we didn't know for sure. I mean, whether he was going or he wasn't going. But we
It
put,
didn't change it.
no, it didn't change the way we prepared, didn't change what we did, because they didn't change what
Didn't change what they
No,
did,
no,
right?
absolutely not, absolutely not.
Yeah, you showed a lot of 3-3-5 today that we hadn't seen much or any of during the year.
Yeah, they're similar. I mean, they were, they throw it, they're a big bubble screen team. They're a big screen team. They hit us, early, first half, we handled it well. They broke a couple there in the second half, and I thought that helped us in the first half. We lined up and dropping 8 and doing some things that I thought helped us a little bit there in the first half. And in the second half, that was a big play there at the end to hold them to a field goal to get that thing. We got a chance
on
to win.
that drive? I mean, here you are, they were pretty much getting into their groove, and all of a sudden they get down to that red zone, and then you guys were able to kind of get that one stop that kind of needed.
It just had a couple of stupid penalties, or it wouldn't have come to that particular stop right there probably. But that being said, the guys just found a way to make a play. We got some pressure, and they found a way to make a play there.
How about the Grooms touchdown when he scrambles around, throws it backwards, and going for 70 yards?
That was coached that way.
I thought it was.
You brought that up yourself.
That was, that's just Cato finding a kid in space. And, one thing about Grooms and even some of those young guys, you get those guys in space, they can make something happen. That's a tremendous run. I'm anxious to see that one on film. That was a great run.
I know it goes down as a win. How worrisome is it, though? You're up 21 on your home field, backup quarterback, backup running backs in for Houston. Their 2 leaders are out, and they're still able to come back and tie it and have a chance to go.
Yeah, totally. It is worrisome. I mean, it's not, expect you got to learn to finish. We got a bunch of guys, but we're banged up. We got some guys that are banged up too. But that not being said, you got to find a way that when you get in that situation to finish, and we've got to do that. We have to. And is it disappointing? Yeah, it is.
On the drive that gave you a 41-38 lead, ended in a short field goal in the red zone, was there any thought, how disappointing was it to settle for the field goal, and was there any thought for going for it on fourth?
No, there was no thought. You got to take points there in that situation. You got to take the points. But, no, there wasn't any. There was no hesitation as far as whether we were going to go for it or not.
Probably a little disappointing to come out.
Disappointing. It's always disappointing when you get in the red zone, score zone. You don't score. You kick field goals instead of scoring touchdowns. That's always disappointing. But I felt like it's even more disappointing when you come out of there with no point. When you come out of there with nothing. So it's important when you get in that red zone, score zone, you come out of there with points. And what the bottom line, the thing is it ended up making a difference in the game right there because you ended up winning by 3.
The very first field goal Hague had where it looked like you're going to have 4th and 1, and then there was some uncertainty and miscommunication maybe, and you got a 5-yard penalty for substitution. Were you going to go 4th and 1?
No, we were going to kick it there. We felt upstairs that he was in the end zone. We felt that was the uncertainty was I wanted to slow things down and do that to challenge the call because we thought he was in there on that particular play. He was ruled down, which he wasn't. So, and I don't really totally understand the penalty because we don't huddle anyway. We're substituting in and out, and something about 3 seconds. You got 3 seconds to get a guy off the field or something. I don't know. But the bottom line is we had a penalty, but we were going to kick it there anyway.
Hey, Doc, in light of the injury situation, how big will Grooms and Telefair be next week?
Say it again now.
How big will Grooms and Telefair next week? You got a guy in the cast, the other guy goes out.
He's going to have to play. They are. Talaferro's going to have to play. I think Grooms is fine. Stu, we got to get back in there. We'll be all right. We just got to go with what we got. We got some guys banged up. They got to go play.
You think that Stu comes back in a short week?
Oh yeah. Yeah, he should be fine.
And what about the rest of the guys? Guys like Arrington and Dobson and Booker. Do you think they can
Those are guys we have to wait and see. I don't know that, to be honest. I'm not sure. Probably have a better idea when we get back to practice tomorrow.
How confident were you, Doc, when Hague lined up to do 45-yarder, and then after he kicks it, they can't get a timeout? How confident are you the second time it's going to be for you?
I was confident, but I felt like that was borderline his range, and he's had some back issues that he's struggled with a little bit the last couple of weeks. When you put that on top of where the ball was, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I knew he was going to make it, But that being said, I like what he's all about. I like his mental toughness, and you get in that situation, he's the guy that I want kicking that game-winning field goal.
He's been getting good support this year from the true freshman, long snapper, and Fernopful's first year.
Yeah,
as a Holder.
you got to give. And you're right. You kind of forget about that as a coach. You you can imagine, you worry about your kicker run out there, but you also got a freshman that's been here on campus for 3 months. He's snapping it, and you got Fro holding it. So there's a lot of moving parts there that you got to, they all took care of business.
Did you think the second kick, the one that counted, of course, was better than his first one?
Oh, I know Chuck, it went through. I don't know if it was any damn better or not. But,
I thought the second one was stronger.
I thought he kicked a little bit, kicked a little further. That's always a tough situation as a coach. As you're sitting there and you say, well, I'm going to take a timeout. Well, all of a sudden that guy, remember Rice a year ago, David Bailiff took that timeout at the end of the half, and my man missed it. And he comes back and hits it the second time, so I don't know about taking that timeout. I think I'd better take it, Jack, before he kicks it, and that way I know.
Do-overs would be good to you.
I know.
When you see him skim the bar on the first one as they go through your head,
Yeah.
maybe he might have just juiced himself right there.
That's
We
right.
might want to rethink it.
But you know what, bottom line, hey, guys, it worked out. We're still playing, and I'm happy for the kids, really happy
Coach,
for the
for
kids.
Rakeem to take a drive down and win it, you've had some close ones where it hasn't happened. How much does that help?
I think it's huge. You're right. Right here on this field. We had the opportunity at the end of Tulsa, had the opportunity at the end of OU to go win the game, and today he did it. But you know what? That's part of growing up. That's part of a young sophomore that's growing up and taking it to the next step. And you know what? The kid's gonna be a good player.
Funny, third down and he has guys at his feet, steps up for a 15-yard run, and that's a ball. He might have tried to force something before. He might have gotten a little bit of happy feet back there.
Yeah, he took off and ran several times today. He's telling me how fast he is now, but yeah, he's doing a better job of, and he can run a little bit now. He gets out in space a little bit. He can run, but he's maturing in all areas. He's growing up, and I think for him to take that thing right down the field like that and win it, I think that's huge as far as part of his development goes.
And
One more.
After the 2 early sacks, he was throwing the ball away more.
Yeah, he's grown up. The kid, I don't know what his stats were, but the kid, had 106 plays for 665 yards, so he's doing something right. Thanks, guys.